What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Resident Evil Reverse video, and today I decided I would take the time in this gameplay to do a little bit of a tips and tricks for beginners of Resident Evil Reverse. So if you're fairly new to this game, I'd recommend that you stick around to the end of this video, and if you aren't new to this game and you still stick around to the end of this video, then I'll greatly appreciate it. When Reverse first came out, I was really excited to start playing it because all the different characters that were in the game reminded me of all the Resident Evil characters that you could play as in Resident Evil Revelations 2 Raid mode, and I was really excited to have another game like that, but more online and a more free-for-all game. One thing to note heavily is to not let that discourage you, and make sure that you use all these characters wisely and don't just go with your favorite character all the time. Every character has a significantly different purpose, and every character can be good in their own way. They all have different abilities which stand out to them, and I've seen pro players beat me with just about every character in this game. With that being said, there isn't a single character in Resident Evil Reverse that is bad. Another good tip to use if you're ever interested on what kind of build you should have, one coin that I can strongly recommend you should use for just about any character in any situation is the Dodge Recovery Booster, because as you see with me, I'm able to do these rolls which are able to get me out of situations and are able to get me out of taking damage, because a lot of these rolls will neglect damage for you and help you get out of any situation. You just gotta watch your stamina meter and make sure that you have enough stamina for when the moment comes to actually get out of that situation. Another thing I picked up myself early on, which I kind of figured was just a sensible thing in a Resident Evil game, is that headshots do more damage, which I think everyone should kind of know because we're playing a Resident Evil game, that's how it usually works. But sure enough, headshots do more damage. As you see, I'm not exactly aiming for his head here because this is Jack Baker, and with his scissor chainsaw thing, it kind of does help sponge some of his headshot bullets, or at least makes it harder for me to hit headshots. Another good tip is to make sure that you watch out for all the power weapons, virus capsules, and green herbs that are laid out across the map, because they will spawn in later on into the game. And when you get yourself in a bad situation like I got myself in here, I could really use one of those herbs right now. Also, if I was to be using my personal weapon, I would be using ammo and needing to be picking up ammo cases. But for me, I am using my pistol, which always comes infinite ammo for any player in this game. Lastly, it's also huge to remember that whenever you see the power weapons on the ground or just as a pickup, you have to make sure that you get those, but that you're not in a situation like I am, because if I was to see a power weapon and try to be super big on wanting to get it, I would have gotten myself killed. I already got myself killed right there, so if I wouldn't have been full focus on the fight, I would have certainly gotten myself killed. But regardless, if you're running around and you see a power weapon, they are more common towards the end game, so normally you will be able to see them and probably get two. But if you don't see them at all towards the early stages of the game, that's because they don't spawn and they're more rare to spawn. Now, of course, I like to believe that the rocket launcher is probably the best power weapon in this game, but don't take that too seriously. If you see a power weapon, I would say just go for it because all of them are really good in their own right. So don't be discouraged if you see a grenade launcher and it's not a rocket launcher. They're all going to do some hefty damage regardless. As we approach the last minute of this game, you start to see that all of us are using creatures and we are using our virus capsules that we have been collecting throughout this game. Now, if you're a new player but you're starting to pick up all these skills that I've been giving you, the best thing you want to do for actually being able to pick up the win is make sure that you keep your kill streak going. As you see here, I have an 11 kill streak going, and if you can just keep your kill streak alive and keep your kill streak going up more and more, your points are just going to go through the roof, and before anyone knows it, you're just going to be owning the entire lobby like I am here. Now, I know I'm not significantly beating the lobby by a whole lot, but I've got enough of a lead to feel comfortable, especially in these last few seconds, that I know that I'm going to win. So I'm just going to play tactical here and kind of just go in on this fight for no reason. And I self-destructed as the Molded, which is a very pro strat to do if you're picking up this game. You can start to realize that if you self-destruct, you're going to kind of ruin those points for those players. And sure, you're going to lose some points, but you're not going to give those players points, which is the most important thing. With all that being said, that's all the tips that I have for this video. I know there's a ton more tips for this game and a lot more tricks that you can utilize for playing this game and doing well. If you want to see another tips and tricks videos from me on Reverse, let me know down in the comments, and if you want to see more commentary gameplay, let me know. Other than that, expect more Reverse gameplay tomorrow, and peace.